mom's birthday? Wow. Does she still live in the Philippines? Wow. Wow.
But she's pre-diabetic.
Oh, she's pre-diabetic. Okay.
She loves to eat.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie. I like to eat rice too. I'm not gonna lie. Well, yeah, I hear that too. Now, I believe it or not, I've had 2 weight loss surgeries. I'm still at a plateau.
Bread is better than wheat if you are pre-diabetic.
Yeah. What about basmati rice? I heard basmati rice has quality of rice. Yeah, it's a much better quality of rice to eat. So I bought some basmati rice when I was cooking gumbo the other day, and what's it? Only one. Well, my husband used to eat. One of the reasons why he fell in love with me because I was making him rice roni and fried rice.
Because if you eat rice,
You're right. It has a high glycemic index, right? Sounds like we need to have a conversation about that. We have a high concern about diabetes. Am I right or am I wrong? Hi, Angel. Yeah, and I don't mind doing that. I'm gonna make that your homework project.
Yeah.
When I'm passing out UBO4 and the UB92 forms, I want you all to be familiar with that. So when you process and claim, and we receive them in, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Code, that you will understand what you're dealing with. Okay, what you're familiar with. I literally live out the back of my van. So my van is my mobile office. And it's quite junky back here, but it's an organized junk. It's organized junk. You know, everything has its own compartment. I want you to hold on to these. I do have a lot more copies. And am I missing some 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I know about Tanisha, she's not in. So I know about her. I will get hers tomorrow when she comes in. Hi, Kanisha. Hi, girl. We'll see you on Wednesday, okay? Okay. Now, I know y'all did a sign-in sheet on yesterday. So, what is this? I don't remember seeing it. Girl. That's not it. Hold on, sweeties. Yes. So I'm gonna need y'all to do another one today, and then we have another one to do tomorrow. Could y'all do that for me, please? Por favor. All right. So second day. This is third. This is second day. Okay, hold on. This. Okay. That. Okay. All right. So fill both sheets out and pass them around. Okay. Then I have this one, and I have this one. I'm going to take a seat in my chair in a little bit because I can feel my blood sugar is going low. So I do not want to fall on the floor. My husband gave me a Chapel Hill sausage sandwich, and I had all my pills. I take it cocktail style, so that way I don't forget nothing. Oh. And I've been okay with that.
It's just some days my sugar is like, and then it'll go to 60, and that's not good. Yeah, my sugar will go all the way down to 60.
Every time in your pocket, smoke every
Yes, thank you.
every time you want to down your sugar, you need to take two.
I'm not gonna lie. My friend.
Yeah.
Y'all can have one apiece. Would y'all like one? Okay. Notice I'm selfish about my Jolly Ranchers. Yes. So I might give y'all one.
Because much better you take the sweet in the morning because you burn.
Yes.
But in the night you need to take it.
Say what again, Peter?
And it's stuck on the body.
Yeah.
So in the morning you need to take sugar because you need to balance your body.
Yeah.
Sugar and salt.
I did that this morning with my Chapel Hill sandwich. I had a 30 touch. I was pre-diabetic before the weight loss surgery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now my blood sugar is always. So, but I got candy. Thank you for telling me that. I'm gonna suck on some candy. Yeah, because I can feel my legs trembling, and I'm getting the shakes.
Only one.
Only one. Thank you, ma'am. You need to be a nurse. I don't know why you got a business degree.
I am a frustrated doctor.
You're a frustrated doctor. Oh, that's right. You Dr. Sunshine. Forgot about that. You Dr. Florida. Yes, ma'am. I understand.
I think because I'm reading.
You ready?
I read about the health.
Have you thought about getting your master's degree?
Not yet. I want to take my master's degree.
Okay.
But I graduated in the Philippines. Do you think it's accredited? Accredited?
Honestly, I'd help folks, like yourselves from different places outside the United States. It's hard to get it credit. I had an old boss from the Philippines. He's a physician from the Philippines. He and his wife both. But it was hard getting them to get their stuff accredited. And then I have some other friends that are from Turkey, and it's hard to get their stuff translated and credited in the United States. You do better here, honestly. I don't know, the education credits are more heavier here than it is outside the United States. That's my opinion. That's how I viewed it from helping folks. What I'm saying to you is, get your master's of science or master's of art, maybe in biology or healthcare administration, get you a master's degree in that. And the thing that I thought about for myself, I like research, and I've had a dear friend of mine, a colleague of mine, she's in the same realm of health information management, and she told me the difference between a PhD and an ED. And doctoral in education allows you to really be a professor and research and education.
That's why, because I want to teach too. I don't have the MBA.
Yeah, if you get a master's, it only takes you 2 years. It only takes you 2 years, 2 more years to get your master's degree if you consistently go without stopping. And that's what I did. I consistently went without stopping, and it took me 2 years to get my MBA. But my next goal is to get my PhD because I like research. I like being a professor, but I don't want to be just stuck in education. You see, I want to be able to research in hospitals and for the ICD-10 books and the CPT books. And then I also thought about epidemiology. I love studying different diseases and things of that nature. So what I'm saying to you is get a PhD once you finish your master's in science, whatever that is that you like, biology, something relative like that. Go to TSU or U of H, something relative like that. And then get if you like research, but and you can still be a professor with a PhD, you still can. Yeah, but you can also step into the hospital side with a PhD and do research, and that's where I am. I don't want to be just professor all my life. I want to be professor and research scientist. That's where I am. So you think about that. Okay? So, and then that way you Dr. Florida, because you got your credentials behind your name. Mm-hmm.
I hope.
You will. Just say it out your mouth and believe it, and you already are. Okay, sweetheart. Now, this is what we're gonna do. This is a CMS 1500 form. Everybody got this? Okay, so that means, Kanisha, when you come tomorrow, I'm giving you one of these. Okay, remind me. CMS 1500 form. Okay? With this form, when you do billing in a doctor's office, you're not going to do it on paper. It's going to be electronic. But I'm not sure if Epic has a software for physician billing. I know they do hospital billing, but I'm not for sure about but any kind of McKesson billing products, okay? The software is going to look different, but when you get ready to print it out, it's going to look like this. Okay, a CMS 1500. A CMS 1500, back in the day when I was coding back in 86, 87, we used to call this a HCCS 1500, okay? HCCS 1500 is now, came from Healthcare Financing Administration. Healthcare Financing Administration are the ones who define the amounts or the RBVS or the RSRBVS of how much it costs per procedure code. So no matter where in the 52 United States, if a 99201 procedure code is $100 in Texas, it's $100 in Louisiana, Hawaii, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Montana, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Utah, Wyoming, wherever in the 52 United States. It keeps folks from, it regulates the prices, and it keeps providers, physicians from, gouging. Exactly. What I like to say, what we say at church, fleecing the flock. Don't fleece the flock. Don't try to rip us off and have all these money lines and stuff, and you fleecing the flock, and you're not giving them the substance. Ooh, you heard Ms. Harper say that. I said that. Okay. Now.
Who said it? Because you didn't sign one. Yeah, it was two of them, you only signed one.
Okay. She knows detail. I really got to have you on my team. You pay attention to detail. You all right with me? I know where you going in healthcare. Oh, hold on just a minute. Hello? Yes, hi. How are you? I've been having, yeah, I am so glad you called. I've been awfully busy. However, I do want to still do that payment and make that contract so we can do other stuff in the business. I'm lecturing right now. Can you call me back at 11 o'clock my time, Texas time? Okay. Yeah, thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. You know how you forget stuff? Yeah, the truest intentions you just forget. Okay. So the CMS 1500 form, so that's how you bill, okay? Remember we talked about the adjudication of a claim process, right? It starts from appointments and it ends in posting payments, and you do the agent report, and then the process starts all over. If the person sees a doctor today, the adjudication process goes as normal. If the person comes in tomorrow, it starts all over again as normal. As many days as they come in, that date of service has its own adjudication date, but it goes through the same exact process. Does everybody understand that? It's called date of service, DOS, date of service. Okay. Do y'all have any questions for me? Did you have any questions, dear?
did, but like, so if they came in every day, it would be a new process every day.
Mm-hmm.
But like, would it still count? Like, would it be like this? They have like all these processes added up.
It would be the same process, just a different day. Say it's like a hamster in a circle going in the gerbil wheel. But he's gerbling today, he's gerbling tomorrow. It's just a different day of service. Mm-hmm. Does that help you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When we get ready to do minutes off, it's gonna make sense to you. It's gonna make a whole lot more sense to you. But I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you. Anybody else have questions?
And you said this one was called the CMS 1500?
CMS 1500 form. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is for physician billing. So when you work at a doctor's office, you better be billing on this. If someone tell you something different, tell them they a lie. Tell them Miss Harper say they a lie from the pit of hell. Have them to call me so I can charge them an hour, per hour, help straighten them out. I'll tell the truth in love. I'll help straighten them out in love. And then, they'll be copacetic. Then that means I'm gonna have to go back some data services and clean up your mess. And you want to sign a contract saying that it's not my fault, that everything that comes back messed up is not on my company name, but I'm helping to clean up your mess. Okay? Then I hire you and I help share the profits. I'm not selfish. I'm really not selfish. Yes.
I got the number 8. Number 8.
Oh, she got the number 8. Okay, come on. I need to be playing lotto for real. How much is it costing these days? What's the value? Anybody know what the value is of the mega? What's that? $2? I know, but what's the pot value? Is it 50 million, 2 million?
I'm not quite sure what it is today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to play that Sunshine.
Yeah.
We need to play that. Okay. Now, let's go to chapter 1 in your handbook. Now, in the work. Okay. In the workbook here, I'm going to make some copies. This is going to walk you through the process and tell you about the role of the insurance. Okay? Okay. Role of the insurance. Okay. So now we're going to talk about that. What are the roles of the insurance? Let's look at that. Let's kind of explore that together. Career role and responsibilities. Now, yesterday we had a brief discussion about the different jobs that you can have in this profession. Can anybody name me one that I mentioned on yesterday? Medical billing, very good. What is it? Customer service, very good. Medical coder, okay. And then she went to the notes, y'all, okay. She want to make sure she got it right with me. Thank you, love. Thank you, Karen. Anybody else? What kind of clerk? You're right, though. I like that.
Unit clerk.
Okay, unit clerk is one. I didn't put it on the board, but that's good. Front desk clerk. Okay, very good. Mm-hmm. Back office. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is one. Mm-hmm. 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 Who else? Baby, how are you? What is it? Yes, inbox.
Oh, I'm Raquel.
Oh, hi, Raquel.
I'm a program assistant.
Okay.
She said there
Okay.
was 2 students needing books.
Okay.
But she's
Okay.
on her way over here, so I'll just wait and see.
Okay. All right. You want to have a seat and just wait?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. And you're the program coordinator?
I'm the program assistant for over like the inbox.
Okay. Okay. So you're familiar with Jackie Franklin?
Not on technically on the CE side, but more of the workforce.
Oh, okay. 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 Wonderful. Okay. Who else can name it? How you doing, Miss Figueroa? Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, yeah. I'm on YouTube Live. Yeah, you want to come on in and say hi? Okay, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so we're talking about roles and responsibilities of what you can do in your field in chapter 1. Very good. So some of y'all named some great things. Let's look at the key terms. And I think I said something yesterday. I'm on page 2, where it talked about American health information. You all do remember what I talked about, where you get your RHIT, your RHII to further your education to get an associate's degree or degree. Okay. Now, to get your CCS, that also you have to go to HEMA. If you want to get your CPC, you go through AAPC. Okay, that's another agency. AAPC and different agencies. Okay, but they both give coding certifications. The only difference is AHEMA does certifications and license. Okay, AHEMA just straight. I'm sorry, no. AAPC is just straight certifications. Okay, they do not give license for the RHIA. They do not give license for the RHIT. That's only done through AHEMA. Okay. All right. So the American Medical Association, AMA, that's what doctors are affiliated with. Cash flow, claims assistant professional, that's another title. Okay, that's another title. Electronic mail, email, electronic data interchange, which is known as EDI for billing. Ethics, etiquette, facility billing, insurance billing specialist, that's another job. List service, medical billing representative, that's another job. Multi-skilled health practitioner, okay, that's a jack of all trades, maybe a master of none, okay? So that means that you can be a master of something if you've mastered this, mastered that. The reason why yesterday when I told you all about the different job opportunities and where to start in, remember I said that when you finish this class, I don't want you all to have a narrow way of looking at jobs. I want you all to expand where the opportunities are. And then you evolve. You never know how you may start off in something and then you really, really like it and you're going to evolve into that one thing. Like a tree of something, right? And then it might branch off to different things, but it's still housed under health information management. Am I making sense? Okay. I know I'm speaking auditory, I'm teaching auditory, but I'll be teaching there's auditory, kinesthetic, visual. I'll be teaching visual in a minute. Okay. Okay. Professional billing, that's another job. Reimbursement specialist, that's another job. Responding superior, let the supervisor speak. That falls under ethics. So we're going to talk about ethics, okay, in the workplace. And you all need to know that. You need to know your boundaries as a medical biller and coder, as a medical administrative office assistant. You need to know your boundaries, the lines that needs to be drawn so that you don't get, how can I say, bamboozled or hoodwinked into something that's beyond your pay grade, if you will, or beyond what you're supposed to be doing, that's out of your scope, if you will. So it protects you, okay? And remember what I said the other day, Ms. Harper says you need to be what? Vocal. Okay. Don't be afraid to speak up and to say, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. No, we're not going to change the code if it's not documented correctly in the chart. Okay. Bye-bye, honey bun. Y'all take care. Thank you so much. We're not going to change the code if it's not documented in the chart. Remember my words. I've been saying this since 2003. Documentation is everything. Everybody say it with me. Documentation is everything. Yes, it is. In the chart. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you, Sunshine. Okay, so everybody, okay, I got 8 people. Okay, so the only person I'm missing is Kanisha. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. I'll deal with that later. Okay. 2. Mhm. Amen. I'm glad y'all got your books.
We need to read all.
We can write, we can write.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't.
Oh, you can't?
We
No.
need to read one.
Oh.
Then after the class, we done, we need to return, then they give us the.
Oh, you rented your book? You rented it?
Oh.
Not really.
They loan it
Because
to
we're on
you.
the program, they give the book to us, but we're not allowed to write, we're not allowed to keep it.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that one was
okay.
mine, that she.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess we can write it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
But
I'm
I need
So
to
we
sorry.
still, we
photocopy,
still need to make copies, yeah.
There you go. Smart girl.
I need to photocopy the important.
Smart girl.
So I need to photocopy here, but the last, maybe later on it erase.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to page 3. Let's look at this where it says service to patients in the blue square here. It says, I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks for that piece of candy. When choosing a profession, you want to read it, sweetie?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
When choosing a profession as an insurance billing specialist, it is critical to match your talents to the career selected. An attitude directed at serving the patient's needs should be your priority as a medical insurance billing specialist. Be alert to discover ways in which you can best serve the patient while carrying out your job. A medical insurance billing specialist's primary goal is to assist in the revenue cycle, helping the patient to obtain maximum insurance plan benefits and ensuring a cash flow to the healthcare provider. Revenue is the total income produced by a medical practice, and the cycle is the regularly repeating set of events for producing it. The insurance billing specialist's responsibility is to conduct business in an ethical manner. Service to patients provides the opportunity to show high values, principles, and moral character, which will be appreciated and noticed.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So the insurance billing specialist's responsibility is to conduct business in an ethical manner. Service to patients provide the opportunity to show high values, principles, and moral character, which will be appreciated and noticed. Very good. You'll find that once you learn all the insurance plans, you will become some patient's best friend, really. And it would be so much easier for you to, how can I say, get them to even comply in paying their bills because you take the time to explain things to them. So as you grow in your knowledge of what you do as a profession, you have now become an aficionado and an expert. And so they love to hear you speak, and they will even call you. And sometimes they'll even send you flowers or a thank you card just because you cared enough to share that information. Okay. Patients already feel bad enough when they come to the doctor for whatever illness or reason that they come, but it's always nice to know a comfort that they can speak to someone that knows how to relate to them. Empathy. Okay. You got to have some form of empathy. Okay. And then sometimes they can be a blessing to you in return. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Dr. Sunshine. Okay. Background of insurance claims, coding, and billing. So, welcome to the world of insurance billing, an exciting, ever changing, and fast growing career field. To help you focus on important terms and definitions, some of the basic words in this and subsequent chapters appear in bold or italic type. See the glossary at the end of this text for a comprehensive list of key abbreviations and key terms with detailed definitions to broaden your knowledge. A physician may have many problems that affect obtaining maximum payment for services, so he or she relies on a professional to handle billing, electronic transmission, and follow-up of claims. The healthcare industry is one of the most heavily regulated industries in the United States of America. Okay? All right, so let's jump down a bit here. It says here, two billing components exist. I'm at the last paragraph to your left. Facility billing and professional billing. Facility billing is charging for services done in hospitals, acute care hospitals, skilled nursing or long-term care facilities, rehabilitation centers, or ambulatory surgical centers. Now, facility billing. So let's pick up this wonderful pink sheet here. This is known as the UB04. This is known as the UB04. So Kanisha, we will get you this copy on tomorrow. Okay, this is known as the UB04. And so when you're working in a hospital like Methodist, Memorial Hermann, St. Luke's, Texas Children, anything that's over 23 hours is considered inpatient. If a patient is in the emergency room 11 o'clock at night and they are there till 11 o'clock the next night, they are considered inpatient and it has to be billed as such. Okay. Now we're going to learn the different requirements that go in here. CPT codes do not go on here. Let me clarify a bit. They can go on here if it's rehabilitative type services like physical therapy, occupational therapy. We have to use some revenue codes. What procedurals or manipulations was done therapeutically to help that patient become well. Okay, so on rehabilitation type services, you can use the HCCS on here, and I'll explain to y'all in a little bit how to do that. But when a person is on here over 23 hours, revenue codes, you have some in the 100 categories that says this patient was inpatient as private room or semi-private, or how can I say, it could be 4 in a room, quadri-private, something like that. It tells what the room rates are according to the revenue codes. We have to charge for that $20 Tylenol number 3 we gave y'all, and the morphine pumps, we got to charge for that, and the water you drink from that nice little container that has the styrofoam around it, you know, and they keep putting that nice what is that, ice chips in it that y'all like to get from Sonic, you know. Yeah, everybody know about Sonic ice chips. I know I like Sonic ice chips. They charge you for that, the hospital gown, the linen, the Kleenex. Yeah, they charge you for the room and board. You know, board is food, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner. We don't charge you for snacks. You know, that's for your family to do, you know, if that's part of your diet, or if that's allowable on your diet. But breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we got to charge you for that per day. Okay? Does everybody understand that? Now, in the insurance world, and I've worked in the insurance industry for 12 years. So when we do hospital reimbursements, we don't pay for the Kleenex and the ice chip cup and some amounts of food. We make discounts, stuff like that. So that's where we pay for the room and board and other things, or the surgical procedures and stuff like that. Everything else becomes residual. So I'm going to teach you all about allowables, what's allowable, what an insurance would pay as allowable, and what an insurance would consider as an adjustment or a discount, and why that patient would get paid for the adjustment or the discount. There's different word terms, but they all mean the same. It's all about the content of how you're presenting it and using it in the healthcare field. Remember what I said yesterday when I was teaching medical terminology, is that you have to understand the language of that. So I have to teach you the insurance language so you can understand adjustment, discount. Yeah, the math is still the same. It's just all about how it's being used, but it still means the same thing when you read that EOB. Okay? All right. So again, skilled nursing facilities, you use this. Acute care hospitals are short-term hospitals. These are like your Kindred Care, type hospitals. What's another one? Intracare, hospitals that keep patients for 2 or 3 days. It's not that they have a high turnover, that's the maximum that you need to be there in order to recover from a surgery procedure or some sort of procedure. Okay. Now, a typical acute care facility. Acute care means inpatient. Inpatient also means acute care. What did I just say?
Acute means inpatient, inpatient.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, now, when a person stays in a regular hospital, sometimes they are there for over a week. 2 weeks, things like that. They have ICUs, NICUs, surgical ICUs, different ICUs for different things, okay? And sometimes you find folks that are there over a week. Those are your typical acute cares, okay? But something that's just short-term, 2 or 3 days, now they expect you to be there 2 or 3 days and out. If not, and you need to be in the hospital longer, they're going to transfer you over to like Memorial Hermann Methodist, where they have more staff, and more folks to help take care of you. Okay. All right. Rehabilitation centers, skilled nursing facilities, ambulatory surgical units, surgical care. Ambulatory surgical care is your outpatient surgery centers. You know how the patient has to be there 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, they got to check in, they got to register, all that good stuff. And then their surgery start at 8 or 9 o'clock and they freeze and they got to get in their gown and all like that. Well, I got to be here 5 in the morning and my surgery don't start at 8. Why can't I be here? Because we got to make sure that your vital signs read correct. Because if you come in straight up off the street 7 o'clock and you expect us to, voluntarily assault you, okay, that's what we say in the medical world. When you sign on the dotted line saying, yes, you can cut me open, yes, you can do surgery, you have signed on the line that I can voluntarily assault you. That's the term that we use, okay? So when we voluntarily assault you, but we don't harm you, because in that it says what? Do no harm. So we're not harming you, we're just voluntarily assaulting you to make you feel better, okay? Now, 190 over 110. It's gonna take a minute for you to get your blood pressure down. That's dangerous. We can't cut on you.